Hi, I'm Phoenix. In Kingdom Hearts, a young boy named Sora travels across space interacting with different worlds. And with many of the worlds being commonly from Disney, we meet the characters from various Disney films and interact with them. So today we're going to be talking about if Sora ruined Disney movies through Kingdom Hearts. Now, if you were able to travel through multiple worlds, all with specific stories that we already knew happened, how they happen, would you change anything? And would you ensure the right thing happens? Would you help to make the right thing happen? Now, of course, we aren't Sora, and Sora isn't us. Sora isn't aware of the stories that these worlds already hold in our hearts over all these years. But what would happen if Sora came in and dramatically changed the course of events? What would happen to the possible sequel stories? So this brings me to my big question: how does time flow in these worlds? We know that time moves much slower in the realm of darkness, but whenever Sora gets to these Disney worlds, he always seems to get there around Act 1 of the corresponding movie's timeline, and he never really gets there near the end. He doesn't get there in the middle. It's always within the first act of the story. Now I understand, Phoenix, it wouldn't make for a good story if the villain is already defeated and we didn't get extra time for Disney story. I don't care. That answer's boring. We're going to talk about cool stuff. It's much more fun to throw this idea around. So with that in mind, let's think about this. Are the worlds in a time loop? The way time loops work is there's a specified start and a specified end. And when you hit the end, you go back to the start. It would make sense that Sora always gets to these worlds within the Disney written story if these worlds are in a time loop. But that creates a lot of questions that I don't think we can really ever get answers to, and not without looking at things really deeply. So what happens if Sora changes the path of the story? What if his meddling in the worlds breaks the time loop and changes the course of events? Lots of people know of the butterfly effect when messing with time, but anyone who's watched an episode of Doctor Who also considers the idea of a fixed point in time. Kingdom Hearts' Disney worlds would make a lot more sense if we accept the idea of a fixed point in time within the individual worlds. I remember as a kid, I thought of a lot of what-if scenarios that were really cool. I considered what would happen if the villain was defeated before a certain point. What if, because of this, the hero never needed to go out and find a way to escalate their power, and when the next big bad comes around, they aren't really prepared for them, let alone the previous villain. I think this is most applicable when you look at shows like DBZ, where the idea of Frieza becomes a joke after experiences like fighting Majin Buu happen. What if Sora messing with the timeline of a Disney movie causes the sequel to become obsolete? Sora would effectively destroy this movie's pre-established narrative. So with the idea in mind that Sora could destroy a Disney World's pre-established narrative, how does this affect a time loop? Does it break, or does the time loop just stay the same until things happen the way they would normally in the movie? Do they just restart over? I don't think this is the case, because when Sora returns to certain worlds in other games, he's still remembered by people, and so are his actions. But it's a really fun concept to throw around with friends. Since we're on the topic of Sora interacting with Disney characters, a lot of people's questions have always been, why Disney? But in my opinion, I believe the better question is, why does Disney work? And I know the idea of why Disney, it was all internal to Square, and I'm sure there's a story. It's probably in an Ultimania somewhere from Nomura. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But I think it's a pretty simple idea. Sora was created to work with Disney. He's silly, relatable if you're a teenage idiot, which we all have been at some point in time. And his design is made to fit in with Disney characters. Look at his color scheme. Look at his shoes. It's pretty clear he was made to fit within Disney. Something I thought was really interesting is how Sora has pretty much matured with Disney. In early Kingdom Hearts games, we got a lot of silly worlds to complement the silly nature of Sora. But as Sora matured, so did his conflicts in the Disney worlds. And I think something that makes the maturing factor a lot easier to see is the inclusion of Big Hero 6 in Kingdom Hearts 3. Big Hero 6 was a pretty mature Disney movie, and since Sora has matured, I'm sure Sora will fit right in, and easily enhance the fun of a world like Big Hero 6's. So that's all I have for today, guys. If you liked this video, go ahead and like it. If you disliked it, I'm sure you know what to do by now. If you want to discuss more things about Kingdom Hearts, specifically maybe the interaction between Final Fantasy characters, Disney characters, the original created Kingdom Hearts characters, feel free to talk about them in the comment section down below. If you like Kingdom Hearts content, be sure to stick around because there's plenty more coming on the way, including a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Fragmentary Passage, as well as Dream Drop Distance Remix. But as for now, that's all I have. So, as always, see you guys next time.